I want to talk about something that I've been obsessing about lately, and that's lighting. I feel that lighting can drastically change the way your video looks, the way your movie looks. For example, if I were to open up my blinds over here and just let natural light in and turn off all these lights, it would give me a completely different look than what you're seeing right now. The look that you see now is a little bit more dramatic, and personally, I like it. I mean, it's all based on, your personal preference. I want to talk about lighting that's under $100, and all of these lights are very high quality, and we'll talk about quality of lights a little bit later. So the first one I want to talk about, and we'll start from the most expensive and then kind of work our way down, is this Quasar Science tube. This tube looks like a fluorescent bulb or the fluorescent light. In fact, you can actually plug this in and use it as a fluorescent light. I mean, it's not fluorescent, there are LED lights in here, but you can actually use this. So if your studio, or let's say for example, the scene that you're shooting has fluorescent lights and you want to swap them out with something like this, which is going to give you a much more higher quality light, you can definitely do so. You can actually pick this up for about 75 bucks. They also sell one for also 75, but it's a tungsten version, so it's warmer light, so about 3200 Kelvin. So this one here is a 5600 Kelvin, and both of these, like I said, are $75. You will need to buy this little plug that adapts to it to power it on. You'll probably spend about $10, so that brings up the price to 85. We're still under 100, and I'll show you guys in a second. So one of the reasons why I like this so much is, first of all, it has a very high CRI value of 95 plus. So the way they measure light quality is based off CRI and also TLCI, basically the color rendition. So the higher the number from 0 to 100, the better quality it is. So this is 95 plus. So basically your digital sensor is gonna love this light. So another thing that I like about this light is that it's also dimmable. So if you buy like a switch like the one I have right over here, you can actually dim the light. You don't have to, but otherwise you're gonna get full brightness. So this switch is about 10 bucks, and let's go ahead and just fire this on so you guys can go ahead and see this. So I'll set it to full brightness so you guys can go ahead. That is very bright. Let me dim this down. Okay, so that would be, I'd recommend you get the dimmer switch because you can dim it down. So something like this looks very nice. Doesn't flicker. So, something about shooting with digital video, you'll start seeing flicker, does not flicker. Let me go ahead and turn off my key light over here so you guys can go ahead and see this. This is a really, really nice light. Let me go ahead and just bump it up a little bit. Oh, it's right here. There we go. And then you can use this, the way I use it now is as a hair light. Kind of move it around the back. A lot of guys use this for music videos, and you kind of see them around like, even some movies and stuff. Like I said, you can replace standard bulbs, fluorescent bulbs with these, because this is gonna give you a much more accurate light. This is the daylight one, the 5600. All in all, with the switch and everything, you're probably gonna be in it for 95 bucks. And even if I was to place this back there, it would look freaking awesome. So yeah, this is really cool. And like I said, I'll just kind of move this around and I'll turn my key light back on. But yeah, this is one of my favorite lights, very difficult to get, and probably should get one before they discontinue them completely. The second one I want to talk about is this one. This was called the Yongyun, I think, and I just recently bought this one. This one is $80. You will need a battery, or if you have a DC power, you can use DC to power this guy. I actually prefer to power it with a battery just because of the portability. If I turn this on, right now it's at 5500 Kelvin. And again, just like the other one, you can actually dim it, the Quasar bulb. And then I can completely turn it off or change it to 3200. So it's gonna give me a little bit of a warmer tone. If I have, or if I wanna switch this and make it more orange, it has this little cool retractable, I don't know what you wanna call this, I guess a diffuser. And just put it over here, and look at that. Some nice light. Maybe it's a little bit too harsh. Tone that down. And that looks pretty cool, right? Obviously away from frame, so it looks a lot better. This thing, what surprised me the most, aside from the price, is the fact that you can also do RGB. So for example, if I go to RGB here and I go to red, I could tone up the red. So if I wanted, like a red light, if I want to add a little bit of green, I can go ahead and do that. Turn the red down a little bit. Let me go back to red. So you can see here how it cycles through. So turn the red down. Now it's a little bit more green. Maybe I want to add a little bit more blue. But the best part, here's my favorite part. Let me just put this down, is you can actually control it using your smartphone. So I'm just going to go ahead and fire up the app, and it loads right away. I don't understand Chinese, but it works. Move it over here, and now I can use my smartphone to control the lighting. So if I want like this yellow light, cool. Maybe I want blue. Bluetooth. This is awesome. And like I said, it's 80 bucks. So the fact that you can do all of this, also rated at 95 plus CRI, so you're gonna get a really high quality light, is cool. One last thing is you can just mix and match the, so right now I'm at 5,500 Kelvin. You can actually mix and match the LED. So if I wanna add a little bit of tungsten, you can see the color array. Maybe it's too bright. And then if you push on here, it tells you the battery, so P9, that means it's fully charged. Really, really cool. So the next light I want to talk about is one of my favorite portable lights, and this is the Aperture M9. It comes with this little nice little carrying pouch. So we open it up here, and this thing will actually fit inside your pocket. This is how small this little guy is. It has an internal battery, so it doesn't require any external battery. So if you forget your batteries, you can quickly charge this. It has a little micro USB port, and this is very bright. It also has this little magnet, so you can change out, for example, in here, you have little gels. So if I want something like a little bit more of a tungsten look, in fact, let me turn it on. So that's with the light on. Now I know you're thinking, Armando, that's not really that bright, right? Well, hold on. Let's turn off the key light. And there's a little setting here of brightness. So this is at 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This thing is bright. In fact, let me move it out of frame. There it is. Pretty cool, right? Now, if I want to add the gel, let me go ahead and turn the key light back on. And I want to add the gel, I can just take this little magnet. Actually, let me dim this down. This thing is really, really bright. Dim this down. Okay, let's add the gel. Boom. So now we have more of a tungsten light. You guys can see probably here on the skin tones, a lot more orangey. Now, if I want to swap this out and go with like a cooler tone, there's a blue gel in here. And I can just swap this out to a blue gel. And I actually use this all the time. In fact, I did a shoot the other day. We were filming outside and we had a model there. And this little guy came in handy, and I had the little blue gel to kind of give our actress this nice little blue tint on her skin. It looked awesome. Here's a blue, kind of more of a daylight. And like I said, I like this because it's portable. There's also a little frost one, so it gives it a little bit more of a diffused look. So instead of being so harsh, you just kind of add this one, and this is a lot more diffused. This is nicer. But yeah, this is like my go-to light now, especially when I'm traveling, because you never know. You might need something like this. You can actually use this. You see that lamp over there? There's no bulb inside. You can actually put one of these, make it a little warm gel, and then now you don't have this really harsh lighting. So this is like my mini go-to light that I use for traveling a lot. So we'll put that guy away. The other one, and I've actually made a video on this before, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, is the Viltrox light. I like this light a lot. By the way, a little fun fact, this is also rated at 95 plus CRI. Same with this. And I like this light because it's so inexpensive. You can pick this up for $35. Like I said, I already did a video on it, so I'm not going to go too in depth. In fact, I'll leave it linked so you guys can go ahead and watch it. And I'll show you guys. Let me go ahead and power this on. So this also takes Sony batteries. Or you can also use a DC input if you want to power it directly. So when you turn this on, it gives you different options. So right now we're at 20% and we're at 3,300 Kelvin. So I can actually make this cooler and go up to as high as 5,600, which is daylight. And I'll go ahead and also turn this off, the key light. And this is at 20%. This right now is at 20%. And I'll show you guys. Very nice, soft light. I can bump this up maybe to, I don't know, let's do 50%, just to kind of show you the intensity. What a big difference, right? So the cool thing, like I said, 35 bucks, very inexpensive. You will need a Sony battery. You can buy these for like $10. I've seen a deal on Amazon for 2 for 20 bucks, and it comes with a charger, so that's not bad. But I like the fact that you can also change the color temperature. I think that's like a big deal, especially if you want to have this like somewhere in the back, or again, being creative, trying to figure out ways. And it's super portable. Not as portable as the Aperture light, but you can definitely keep this in your bag and travel with you. I have a ton of these. These are awesome. And then the last one, this is kind of more of a throwaway. I think people will like this, are these little fairy lights. I'm introducing them because they're so cheap. You can actually buy 2 of them for 10 bucks. These are the exact same lights that you see up there. So I like them because this is a USB power, so I can take like this little USB power bank, plug them in, and look at this, you have these fairy lights. which is really cool because this is great for like B-roll stuff. A lot of people put them in like jars and just kind of have them off-site. They kind of look, I don't want to call them Christmas lights because they're not Christmas lights, but you know, just have them around your room and it just adds like a whole different feel and effect. And you know, the fact that you could just put this little USB guy on there and power it on makes it really portable. So a lot of times a shot can be boring. We talk about lighting. Remember, this is about obsessing about lighting. And there's just, oh man, this area just looks so dull and boring. I can just pop these little fairy lights. All of a sudden, now it looks interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Also, follow me on Instagram if you guys want to see behind the scenes. Thanks again for watching, and you will catch me in the next one. Adios.